Welcome to today's deep dive. Today's mission is to unpack an exhaustive analysis of Wonder Woman's 80-year cultural, psychological, and media evolution.
Right, and this isn't just about a comic book character. It's really a shortcut for you to understand how society's views on gender, power, and authority have totally shifted over the last century.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because going through these sources, I was totally blown away by her real-world origins. The guy who created her, Dr. William Moulton Marston, wasn't just some pulp writer, right?
Far from it, actually. Marston was a Harvard-trained psychologist. And this is wild. He actually helped invent the early polygraph test by linking blood pressure to deception.
Wait, so the lasso of truth is literally just a comic book translation of his real-world lie detector research.
Exactly. What's fascinating here is how deeply Marston's unconventional personal life shaped her entire mythos. He lived in this harmonious, polyamorous relationship with two women, and he genuinely believed in female superiority.
I think he called them love leaders or something like that.
Right. Love leaders.
hmm
He believed women were naturally suited to rule the world through empathy rather than violence.
Which perfectly explains Diana's whole underlying vibe.
Yeah, it does. And it gets even more literal than that. Picture this. His partner, Olive Byrne, used to wear these heavy, chunky silver bracelets around the house. Boom. That's exactly what inspired Diana's iconic bullet-deflecting gauntlets.
I love that real-world connection, but here's where it gets really interesting, because the character didn't just stay in that 1940s mold. She went through some truly bizarre transformation.
Absolutely.
Like, what was happening in 1968 when DC completely stripped away her powers and her Amazonian heritage?
Oh, the Diana Prince mod spy phase.
Hmm.
Yeah, she was just walking around as a mortal in trendy 60s fashion. Such a strange, drastic blip in her history.
It really is. And she might have stayed that way if Gloria Steinem hadn't stepped in.
She basically demanded the return of the superpowered mythic warrior and slapped classic Wonder Woman right on the inaugural 1972 cover of Miss Magazine.
Which cemented her back into that mythic status. And that status is exactly why her dynamic in the DC Trinity works so well.
Right. We all know Clark and Bruce have their strict, unbreakable no-kill rules. But Diana, she's the pragmatist of the group.
Exactly. She advocates for peace and diplomacy first, but when push comes to shove, she's willing to cross the line they won't. Like when she notoriously snapped Maxwell Lord's neck to save innocent lives.
It's pragmatic, lethal force. And that willingness to be pragmatic, to be both a warrior and a peacemaker.
It really stirs the pot in the real world.
Yeah, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it makes her physical representation an absolute lightning rod.
Yeah.
Looking objectively at these sources, no matter where you fall on the political spectrum, her body is a constant ideological battleground.
Oh, completely. The microscopic scrutiny she gets is intense.
For instance, look at 2016. She gets named a UN honorary ambassador, and the backlash is immediate. The title was stripped away because critics felt she was just an overtly sexualized, objectified figurehead.
But then you flip back to 2010 when traditionalists absolutely lost their minds because a comic redesign gave her practical pants. They claimed it completely ruined her regal classic iconography.
You literally can't win.
Even the movies aren't safe from it. Remember the 2017 trailer debate?
Oh, right. A digitally smoothed armpit sparked massive, fiery arguments online about patriarchal beauty standards versus fantasy aesthetics.
It's wild how intense it gets over every little detail.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean? Why should you care about decades of comic book controversies?
It's a very valid question.
I think it matters because Wonder Woman survives all these divisive cinematic sequels and constant reboots because she is the ultimate mutable mirror. Her core archetype of radical empathy adapts to whatever era she is in. She reflects our own shifting anxieties right back at us.
This raises an important question, one for you to mull over after we wrap up today.
What's that?
Well, if Wonder Woman's abilities and aesthetics have constantly morphed to address the specific societal anxieties of the 1940s, the 70s, and today, what completely new traits, flaws, or powers might the next generation's Wonder Woman need to possess to confront the unique, unseen anxieties of tomorrow?